Welcome into Jackie Robinson Memorial Field as your Arroyo Seco Saints prepare to take on the MLB Academy Barons. It's a hot one here at Jackie Robinson, 89 degrees. Players are going to have to be battling the heat out here, but we are dialed in, ready for action. Merrick Sears on the mound, and we should be in for a good one here, Alex.
It's going to be a good ball game right here, especially the last time that these two teams faced off against each other. 18 runs put on the board, and so far with these 8 straight conference wins for the Arroyo Seco Saints, they are playing amazing baseball at the right time, especially with these last 2-3 weeks left of the season. This is when the Saints have to maintain with that first place spot, and they have to take care of business with any team that they have to confront here, and have to maintain with somewhat of a cushion at the top of the conference, because you've got the Foresters and you've got the San Luis Obispo Blues right behind them as well. So these are the type of games that they definitely have to take advantage of and to win.
And with Southpaw Merrick Sears on the mound, you better believe they're looking to dominate with the pitching staff. Their bullpen has been on. As you mentioned, the Saints leading the Southern Division by a couple of games over the Santa Barbara Foresters, and they are only up by 1 game in terms of league standings. As far as the MLB Academy Barons, they are having a season they would like to forget about. 4-14 last in the South Division, 8.5 games back to the Saints, and this game would be a big one if they want to have any hope at starting to make some sort of a run toward these playoffs, but it's looking like it's going to be the Riptide, potentially with the Saints and the Blues out of the Southern Division, with the Foresters going to that World Series.
Definitely a division that you have to keep your eyes out on. Not like the North. Unfortunately, the Prune Packers are the team that has absolutely been dominating the North, and that one's pretty set in stone already. But this South has just been it's very close. Very, very close.
Got a lot of teams, the Blues, the Foresters, and the Saints all fighting for that top spot. Merrick Sears starting on Jordan Williams, the left fielder for the Barons, and he quickly goes up in the count 0-2. Jordan Williams, definitely not a kind of guy you want to get on base, leads the team in steals with 9 so far this season. Definitely more than we've seen out of most of these players in the California Collegiate League. The only one really that had a stand-up to that was Cooper Elliott.
And unfortunately, Cooper Elliott no longer with the Arroyo Seco Saints anymore due to the injuries he sustained during the showcase game. But even with some of the players that the Saints have missed out on.
Swing and a miss by Jordan Williams. Tanner Lindsley, the throwdown in time. And Merrick Sears starts the game out with a strikeout for Merrick Sears. He's 2 for 2 on the season, a 3.69 ERA, and make that 20 strikeouts now for him on the season. We know these Saints pitchers don't average a lot of strikeouts, but they get about 1 per inning, and that's usually enough to get it done.
That is beyond enough, if you ask me. Getting a strikeout, then allowing the defense to get you the next 2 outs, that is superb. And definitely this rotation, the bullpen for the Saints have just been top-notch in the league. They have been doing their jobs, especially the bullpen with Chomko, with Sonduk, and even we've been seeing Richardson getting some innings of work as well.
And there are those pitchers that, as you mentioned, let their defense work for them. Saxon Andros, Diego Avila, some of the guys that we're used to seeing the ball put in play a little bit more, but with an infield that you've got and the outfield that's many of them were in the CCL showcase game, it's easy to have them put it out there. And now it's Connor Bradshaw catches the line drive there by Nicholas Marlborough. And 2 up, 2 down for Merrick Sears. He's off to a hot start.
This is the type of start that you like to see from Sears. Didn't have the best of starts against the Academy Barons the first time that the Saints faced off against them. Got him out very quickly in the game. Only went 4 innings of work, but already looking very promising.
It's the 4th time this summer that these two teams have met. The Saints taking 2 out of those 3 in the prior meetings and looking to make it 3 out of 4 here tonight. Merrick Sears now starting Alec Gonzalez quickly with 2 fastballs and 2 strikes, 0-2. The count now to Alec Gonzalez. High fastball missing outside for ball 1. Alec Gonzalez, the best hitter on this Barons team at .356, and no stranger to this field. He's played in all the games that we've met between these teams.
Already showing some pretty good fight here in this at-bat, already evening up at 2 balls, 2 strikes here. This is the most pitches that a Barons hitter has seen so far already to start up the ball game.
Now the 2-2. Swung on. Jackson Cobb to play it. Makes a throw over to first, and not in time. A low throw that McMurray had to try to dig out and was unable to do so. And the Barons will have a runner on here with 2 outs here to start this ball game.
It was a good play there by Jackson Cobb, able to read it. The ball did have a very funky spin to it. It looked like as soon as it hit the dirt, it just died out of nowhere. Cobb was able to backhand it, and it was Alec Gonzalez that was able to beat it out. But unfortunately, it is an error for Cobb, the throwing error.
And unfortunately for Jackson Cobb, his 7th error on the season. He's had a few too many and leads the team in that category, something he's been trying to work on all summer long. Now Darren McDowell up for the Barons. He quickly goes down 0-2. And how about this start from Merrick Sears? 4 batters faced, 4 first pitch strikes. He's locked in right now. And on this cleanup hitter, McDowell, who leads the team with 2 home runs, he needs his A game. Chopper back over to Cobb. He'll make the easy throw over to first, and that'll be it for the top of the first inning. Barons leave a runner on off of an error made by Jackson Cobb, but unable to get any runs across. We're headed to the bottom of the first inning. Due up for the Saints, Connor Bradshaw, Jake McMurray, and Drew Cowley. You're listening to Arroyo Seco Baseball on the Saints Radio Network. We're back at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. On the mound for the Barons, Jorge Arreño.
For the Saints, center fielder, number 25, Connor Bradshaw. Number 25.
Connor Bradshaw leading things off for the Saints, and the leadoff man you want to have. He leads in quite a few categories. 25 runs, 4 triples, and 4 home runs. Takes the first pitch from Jorge Arreño. Check swing, not enough. And takes ball 1. One 0 pitch, chopped down the third base line. Alec Gonzalez unable to come up with that one. And Connor Bradshaw, depending on how you rule that, either an infield single or an error there by the third baseman.
It's definitely going to be an E5. That was a routine play. Unfortunately, not able to get it down. That was the third baseman, Alec Gonzalez. Very routine. Got the candy hop he needed. Just kept his eyes off of the glove. That's why glove, ball first, then throw. There's a lot of guys that try to already think about the throw before they've even have the baseball in their glove.
And the Saints, as we know, have capitalized off of the errors starting off, especially for their leadoff guys. It seems every time they get on via a free pass or an error, that man is coming around to score. I put a bet on that one. Any kind of odds for that? Definitely going to get around to score, as Connor Bradshaw is my pick right now of the bottom of the first. But for Connor Bradshaw, able to reach base going back to last game safely 5 out of the last 6 times.
And to be exact, he is just a few points shy from having a 600 on-base percentage, 597 to be exact. And with this error, safe to say, he is sitting at 600.
I would think so, Alex, and that's a feat for any man in this California Collegiate League, and one that his coaches are definitely going to be promised with as he comes back for his next season.
And I'll definitely say the Pepperdine Waves are definitely watching every move that Connor Bradshaw is making this summer, and that he will have some big responsibilities to fill when he goes back to his program.
Bradshaw takes off, and a swing by McMurray. Even going back to that San Luis Obispo game, Alex, they had 3 separate occasions where they had the hit and run for McMurray, and he fouled them off. Every time that the hit and run's in play, it seems like a foul ball, and we were discussing how frustrating that must be for the likes of Connor Bradshaw and Jackson Cobb, guys that are usually around when McMurray gets up, having to go back over to first every single time.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. McMurray is the right guy for the job. This is a guy that does not strike out a whole lot. Very good at putting bat on the ball.
Unfortunately, proving you wrong right there. Going down swinging. He caught the strikeout bug last game, striking out 3 times and starting this one off with a K. Something that he's going to have to try to get rid of as the Saints approach the CCL playoff. But that'll bring up Mr. Saint Drew Cowley.
My apologies on McMurray there. I may have given him the broadcaster's jinx. Wanted to avoid that at all costs.
He said he was the reason why he struck out 3 times was because we mentioned how he didn't strike out a lot, so maybe we should stop and cut that out. Swung on by Drew Cowley on the 0-1 pitch, making it 0-2. A foul ball there. Last time that the Saints met Arroyo, they were able to get to him. 3 and 2/3 innings pitched, but gave up 3 earned runs. The Saints are trying to average a run an inning here against Arroyo today.
What a hitter that Drew Cowley has been. He's no stranger here in this block of Jackie Robinson Field. He just continues to swing a very healthy bat and just continues to be hitting ridiculous numbers, leading the team right now with 90 at-bats. Hitting 400. 400 there, Charlie. Take a second to just realize that.
That is amazing in conference play. He's done an amazing job getting that number to where it is, and his 14 doubles lead the team by far. He had a couple of them against San Luis Obispo on Sunday, and it'd be great to start off this game with a double here. To give you perspective on that, the next closest person is Josh Cowden with 6. Gets a good piece of that one, but tails left and foul. 1-2 still the count.
One of his double play partners in Brandon Boning also recorded a double as well. So it's nice to see the pop waking up here for the Saints, not just by Drew Cowley, but we're seeing some nice pop from the middle infielders.
Drew Cowley, chopper over to Marlboro, the flip over, in time for the double play. A rarity for Drew Cowley, but it will end the inning. Saints unable to get a runner across after getting a free air to start things off. Maybe another broadcast jinx, unfortunately. But we're heading into the top of the second inning, knotted up at 0.
Attention, please. Leading off.
Welcome back to Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. The Saints still tied at 0 with the bottom of division, bottom feeders in the MLB Academy Barons. Merrick Sears back on the mound and be looking to continue his amazing start. Would have had 3 up, 3 down, unfortunate on a Jackson Cobb error, but he's looking to continue his work. On the 5, 6, and 7 hitters, Ronnie Belton, Alex Rodriguez, and Julian Boyd. First pitch to Belton, fouled back. 0-1 the count. 5 first pitch strikes for Merrick Sears.
I believe Ronnie Belton's going to be in a tough spot right now, having to be in the lineup in the final moments. Wasn't exactly put in the starting lineups. It was a Basil Williams, that was originally in the 5 spot, and now imagine mentally having to prepare for this game in the final moments, having to come out of the bench, and now coach telling you, hey, you're in the starting lineup today.
That's baseball for you. The 2-1, missing upstairs, 3 balls and a strike. Sears kicks and delivers. Swung on and miss on the fastball. 3-2 now on Ronnie Belton. As you mentioned, taking over for Basil Williams. And that kind of come up can really surprise you, but it can also motivate you. You can say, Coach, trust me today, and I'm going to go out and give him my all. As he fouls off the 3-2 pitch. We'll stay right here.
It's almost like a pinch hit opportunity as well, being that guy on the bench, having to stay loose throughout the ball game, and when coach needs you, you have to respond. Hey, you're going to pinch hit for so-and-so. And having to come in with a big responsibility like that, it's very tough, very tough. But when you do your job, it is definitely worthy, and you definitely get a start out of it.
Losing the battle, Merrick Sears, and a free pass awarded to Ronnie Belton. The Barons will have their leadoff hitter on, and that'll bring up Alex Rodriguez from the University of Southern California.
A USC product.
Fulfilling the Alex Rodriguez name well, also a shortstop for the Barons. And he'll take the first pitch from Sears, a fastball in there for strike 1.
Just have to say, if you have that last name of Rodriguez, and if you're Alex Rodriguez, just got to say, you have some big shoes to fill with the affiliations of Alex Rodriguez, former Mariner, former Ranger, and a former Yankee as well.
And with that first pitch strike to Rodriguez, make that 6 in a row for Merrick Sears. He's been starting out very hot on all these batters. Fortunately, lost Ronnie Belton. But a quick pickoff, and he's going to get Ronnie Belton sleeping. Throw back over to Brandon Boning, and they got him in the rundown. Umpire says out, and 1 down now here in the top of the 2nd inning. And those are the kind of mistakes that you want to avoid against this team. The Saints capitalize on that all day long, and they get a freebie there. Now the 0-2 to Alex Rodriguez. Swung on, missed on the fastball. Strike 3 call, grab some pine, and Merrick Sears is rolling yet again.
And that's exactly what you want to see from Merrick Sears. You get some confidence to be able to pick off Ronnie Belton. Then you come out in the very next pitch to strike out Alex Rodriguez. Wow, your confidence is above the mountains right about now. And if you're the Barons, look out.
First pitch now to Julian Boyd. Make that 7 first pitch strikes for Merrick Sears. A 1 pitch. Swung on the fastball, and quickly Merrick Sears has got himself ahead in yet another count.
Pounding the strike zone early on in this ball game, just really making the Barons hitters look foolish, not being able to time up his off-speed pitches or his fastballs.
That one missing outside. Tanner Lindsley did his best job to help Sears out and frame that one, but unable to convince the umpire.
I think Jackson Cobb is also trying to do some umpiring from second as well. Was already on his way to the dugout.
Swung on and missed. Strike 3 call on Julian Boyd. Make that the 3rd strikeout of the game for Merrick Sears. And we're headed to the bottom of the 2nd inning. The Saints are still knotted at 0. You're listening to Arroyo Seco Baseball on the Saints Radio Network.
Designated hitter, number 16, Bo Willis.
Welcome back to Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. The Saints are looking to get on the board here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. And they'll look to Bo Willis, Josh Cowden, and Jag Burden to fulfill that task. First one to Bo Willis, popped up down the 3rd base line. Looks like it might still be in play. Gonzalez tracking it. And tails too far to make a play on it, foul. The 0-1 to Willis. Missing low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Bo Willis. And sets, kicks, and delivers. Roped down out in the left field line, and that will be fair. Bo Willis is going to be heading for 2 as the left fielder, Jordan Williams, tries to get that ball deep. It's gone to the wall out there. And Bo Willis will have a stand-up double to start things off in the bottom of the 2nd inning.
Nice piece of hitting there by Bo Willis, trying to get the offense going here for the Saints with a very slow start to the ball game. And I don't know what it is about the bottom of the 2nd inning or just the 2nd inning in general for the Saints, but they just come in, and once the 2nd inning is set, they are ready to hit.
Saints have gotten off to a few quick starts this summer, and they're hoping to make this one a game that they get ahead early and hold on to. Josh Cowden wearing number 8 instead of his usual 27 today. A bit of a laundry mix-up for him, but he's still out here playing and feeling good.
It's almost like the Michael Jordan when he was wearing 23, then once he stopped playing baseball, came back as number 45, and had to go back to number 23. We'll see. Does number 8 treat Josh Cowden well? Believe it or not, folks, baseball players are very superstitious. If Cowden goes 2 for 3, 3 for 4 today, don't be surprised if he stays with the number 8.
No balls and 2 strikes now to Josh Cowden. Rainier on the pitch. Missing outside on that breaking ball. And in the dirt for ball 1.
Chase Call has to be careful behind the plate. Doesn't want to allow any extra bases there for Bo Willis. Doesn't want to allow the first the first base runner to come in to score. Got to body up on those better.
Great take there by Cowden, very near the strike zone. Cowden has the most keen eye on this ball club. 20 walks, leads the team this summer. And he'll be fine to get a free pass here after starting off 0-2. Reno gets his pitch. Checks Willis at second and fires. Curveball, Cowden gets a piece of it, foul. Stay at 2-2.
Definitely does have a very keen eye there at the plate, but another thing you have to look out for is the amount of Ks that Josh Cowden has as well. 20 base on balls, but then 21 strikeouts. This is a guy that will do whatever he can to protect the plate, but at the same time does go down on strikes, quite a few.
Now the 2-2 pitch from Arroyo. Strike 3 call, swung on and missed. And there's the strikeout you were talking about, Alex. Fortunately, we've been getting these guys on the strikeouts today, and hopefully we won't be jinxing Jack Burden here.
There's a fastball upstairs. The fastballs look very good there at the plate. Very hard to lay off of it, but as soon as it crosses the plate and once you're starting up your swing, you're at the point of no return. No chance.
Bo Willis with a very big lead at second. Reno steps off, stares him down a bit, lets him know he's thinking about him. Now the first pitch to Jack Burden. Curveball missing upstairs for ball 1.
I like the back pick attempt over there at second. Letting Bo Willis know that he's taking a very big lead, doesn't want to allow him to get an aggressive secondary lead in case if the ball is hit, and maybe try to get a pickoff move.
Now this 0-1 is roped into right field, way back to the warning track, goes off the wall. In comes Bo Willis to score. Jack Burden will have a stand-up double that hits him in the back on the way in. And the Saints take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second inning.
Easily one of the hardest hit balls there for Jack Burden this year. It definitely felt good off of his bat. This is a nice guy that will find himself on base one way or another, whether he gets a single, he gets on with a walk, or gets on with an error. This is a guy that always is on base here for the Saints, and this is a well-deserved RBI double for Burden.
That was a 350-yard liner from Jack Burden. 350 feet. Yards would be insane.
That's too much. Definitely too much.
Still, to have that kind of power, hit it off the wall. Very keen. Shows great power out of Jack Burden. Now Tanner Lindsley up to the plate. He ropes the 0-1 pitch over to Malbrough, able to field it and throw it over to first baseman Jalen Williams to record the second out here at the bottom of the second inning.
Now batting for the Saints.
Tanner Lindsley still getting the job done, able to move Burden over at third. And as we always mention, second inning's always a big one for the Saints, and trying to get some more run support from Eric Sears.
2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Saints with a 1-0 lead. They have a runner at third, and Brandon Boning up at the plate. Boning had himself a game the last time he faced this club, and starts off with a quick grounder over to shortstop Alex Rodriguez, who will make the throw in time. But the Saints able to get on the board here in the bottom of the second inning to take a 1-0 lead, leave a runner on, but off a couple of doubles, they get the work done. We're heading to the top of the third inning. You're listening to Arroyo Seco Baseball on the Saints Radio Network. Welcome back to Jackie Robinson Memorial. The Saints have a 1-0 lead, courtesy of a Jag Burden double that brought in catcher Bo Willis. Merrick Sears looks to continue his fast start. He'll face Jalen Williams, Chase Call, and back to the top with Jordan Williams. Barons are also nicknamed the Law Firm. A lot of Williams on here. Williams, Williams, and Williams.
Quite a few Williams on the roster.
We got taken out. We got cut short of a Williams today with Basil sitting out. But now 2 quick pitches and 2 quick balls, and this will be the first batter that Sears has faced without a first pitch strike. So Williams ropes this one out of the infield and into left. Jag Burden there and will throw it back in. But the Barons get a leadoff single to start things off in the third.
This is a much-needed base hit here for the Barons, trying to answer back to the 1 run that they permitted in the bottom of the second inning and trying to keep up with the Saints and trying to avoid that huge 18-run ball game that they had that seemed such a long time ago.
12 runs in the 8th. I was there, Alex. An amazing display of hitting by this Saints ball club. And Sears now fires on the 1-0 for strike 1. Sears would love to get a double play of their own. The Barons were able to turn one on the Saints 2 innings ago. Now a bunt shown and laid down, and will go foul down the first base line. 1-2 now to Chase Call. Chase Call does a lot with his hits. 4 hits on the season and 5 runs. A couple of those could be walks as well. 1-2 pitch fired, fastball low, evens the count at 2-2. Sears from the stretch. Curveball blooped up. Jackson Cobb able to make it, fires back over to first in time. I ask for the double play, they give it to me. A 4-3 unconventional double play out of Jackson Cobb, making up for that error back in the first. And the Saints now have 2 gone here in the top of the 3rd inning.
Great heads-up defense there by Jackson Cobb, as you mentioned. Just trying to make up for the error that he committed to start up the ball game, and comes up big, almost like the single never happened for Jalen Williams.
Now the first pitch to Jordan Williams, in for ball 1. After starting 7 for 7 first pitch strikes, he's now gone 3 for 3, no first pitch strikes, to make it 7 of 10. Evens the count there on a fastball, 1-1. Williams, a strikeout victim his last time up. Sears with the quick tempo. Fires in that pitch for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jordan Williams. And Sears looking to continue his hot start here with another strikeout. The 1-2 pitch. Missing high, decent location for ball 2.
Got to go back to that last pitch with that pitch low and inside. That is where you want to live if you're Merrick Sears, to the right-handed sticks.
2-2 pitch, chopper over to Brandon Boning. Unable to field that cleanly, and you don't see many of those from Brandon Boning. Couple of them, a little bit of a slash, and for Brandon Boning, he usually makes those plays, but we're all human, Alex.
It's definitely going to be a base hit there for Jordan Williams. Despite Boning bobbling that one, that is not a routine play. That's a very tough one indeed. He is going to his backhand side, having to read the 1 hop, and even then would have been a tough throw, and Jordan Williams possesses some serious wheels on the base path.
Does lead the team in steals. We know the wheels he has, but we're so used to seeing those from Brandon Boning. Even the tough ones he makes easy. I think if he fields that cleanly, he would have had a shot throwing it over. But a quick check over to first. As we mentioned, Williams has the wheels, and the Barons want to get a runner in scoring position. The 0-1 to Marlboro. This one fielded by Boning across the face. Not in time. An amazing play and throw by Brandon Boning. Missed him by a step, and the Barons will have runners at first and second with 2 outs here in the third.
Third baseman, number 16.
Brandon Boning, it's been 2 tough plays for him, and as we mentioned, not easy ones to make. 2 slow rollers over on the left side of the infield, has to come out and get them, but still, just to be able to get to it, get it in your glove is not easy at all.
Be 3 hits now on Merrick Sears just in this inning. It only allowed a couple of base runners up to this point off of an error and a walk. Now Alec Gonzalez swings at a high fastball for strike 1. Gonzalez reached via an error to Jackson Cobb his last time up. A 1 curveball beauty in there for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes now to Alec Gonzalez. Able to get a piece of the curveball. It could be a Texas leaguer. And it drops right in front of Josh Cowden. 1 run will score. 2 runs looking to score. The play at the plate. He is out. Barons try to get greedy, sending 2 off of the Texas League hit by Alec Gonzalez. But Brandon Boning able to cut it off and make the play at the plate to stop the Barons from getting the lead. We head into the bottom of the 3rd inning. Saints now tied at 1 with the Barons.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
We're back to Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. The Saints now tied at 1 with the MLB Academy Barons. First pitch to Jackson Cobb. Curveball missing high for ball 1. One-0 pitch in there for strike 1, 1-1 the count. Jackson Cobb, decent game against San Luis Obispo Blues on Sunday. Got on base 2 times, but went 0 for 2 on 2 walks. I'll take this 1-1 pitch low for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike now to Jackson Cobb. Two one popped up. Call is underneath it. And he will be there to make the catch. They do that hit every time that they're done with warming up, and that could have been something that Call has been working on. We know he has. They practiced that a lot. And an easy pop-up retires the first batter for the Saints in the 3rd.
Have to look for the easy outs when you're playing against the Saints. They don't give too many of them, but when one is presented to you, have to capitalize it. Can't commit too many mistakes.
Now the first pitch to leadoff man Connor Bradshaw in there for strike one. Bradshaw reached via the E5 his last time up. Gets a piece of that fastball. Make it an 0-2 count. Both Arroyo and Sears keeping the quick tempo up today, really controlling the pace of this game and making it their own. Arroyo kicks and delivers. Uncontrolled curveball there, missing it high for ball one. Even though the discrepancies are big between these two teams in the standings, they play each other quite tough. Barron's able to fight off and stick in most of these games. They won 1 out of 3 versus this hot Saints team. It was early on, but they play this Saints team very well. Now the 1-2 pitch. Fastball missing high, 2-2.
There's always that one team that you will be struggling with, and I believe that one team for the Saints are the Barons. The Barons always play their toughest baseball against the Saints, always gives them headaches.
This 2-2 pitch fouled off by Connor Bradshaw. He stays alive, 2-2.
Baseball's such a weird sport, huh, Charlie?
It sure is, Alex. Now the 2-2 pitch. Liner out into left field. This will fall right in front of Jordan Williams, and a single here from Bradshaw gives the Saints a runner on with 1 out and Jake McMurray up to bat.
Connor Bradshaw just fully aware of where that pitch was going to go. He knew it was going to be on the outer half, and you know what they say. Today's Tuesday, and it's apple taco time. I was able to drive down the other way and did it just so nicely, especially when you're a lefty stick. Swinging the other way, taking it to left field, it looks nice.
It sure does, and for Connor Bradshaw, that's the baseball IQ he's got, knowing what to do with that kind of pitch. Now McMurray able to get an infield hit out into the right field, and the Saints will have back-to-back singles here with 1 out in the third.
Oh, we might be handing out tacos today. It's apple taco already. Bradshaw hitting one the other way to left. Now Jake McMurray hitting one to right. Now you're interested to see some more tacos for Drew Cowley?
Everyone loves the tacos on Taco Tuesday. I'll be heading to King Taco after this game to make it complete.
It's only right. It's only right.
And this first one to Cowley, fouled off left for strike one. Cowley grounded out into the 4-6-3 double play his last time up to end the first for the Saints. Looking to have a nice change of pace here in this at-bat. Arroyo steps off. Resets. And time is called. The shortstop Alex Rodriguez having a few words, talking some pickoff moves potentially. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on deep into left center. This ball's going back, and at the warning track it falls. Jordan Williams misreads it. 2 runs coming in for the Saints. No, Jake McMurray holding up at third now. Connor Bradshaw will score in an RBI stand-up double for Drew Cowley. Make it the 15th double on the season for Drew Cowley.
That baseball just kept carrying out there and left. And that is the deepest part of the ballpark. Had he had hit one to right field like that, we could be looking at a complete different score on the board. But just nice piece of hitting there from Drew Cowley, grounding into the 4-6-3, then coming in with an RBI double to drive in Connor Bradshaw.
Saints the double men today, having 2 RBIs off of 2 doubles. And here comes the man with one of the 3 doubles today, Bo Willis. Saints regain the lead 2-1, having runners at second and third with one out here. First pitch to Willis. Fastball misses upstairs for ball one.
Tell you something, with all the doubles going on today, slugging percentage for the Saints is definitely going to be skyrocketing up.
You already know Drew Cowley's is high with how many home runs? 4 on the season now, tied with Bradshaw. The ball misses low for ball two. As we saw, Drew Cowley have an amazing game, homered and had 2 doubles. Also had a sac fly that brought in a run against the Blues. The 2-0 pitch. Swung on by Bo Willis. Strike one. 2 balls and 1 strike now to Bo Willis. Infield playing very in. Suspecting a squeeze bunt or maybe a quick play here out of the Saints. The 2-1 pitch. Another swing and a miss. Slider gets him there. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. It's Bo Willis. Josh Cowden very eager to get up to the plate. He thought his time had come. Willis still has a strike to work with.
Oh, he's definitely hearing it from his team already. Some of his teammates hanging out and by the railings already laughing at him. It's definitely going to be a joke throughout the game.
Now Bo Willis there with a good eye on that low pitch. Makes it a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Saints have 2 runners in scoring position, a base hit. Should bring them both in. Manuel kicks and delivers. Bo Willis able to stay alive here in this at-bat. First for full count in this ball game that the Saints have been able to work to. Usually see more of them, but Saints just getting it done off of pitches they see. And now a free pass awarded to Bo Willis. He's reached safely both at bats. And now the Saints will have bases juiced with right fielder Josh Cowden coming up to bat.
Good situation to be in with a guy like Josh Cowden. This is a guy that will usually get you that base hit you're looking for and definitely has the potential to clear them up with one swing of the bat.
We saw Connor Bradshaw coming around the score. That was his 26th run of the season. Leads the Saints in that category. Now Josh Cowden takes a curveball for strike one. Cowley also adding to his RBI totals, making that 20 RBIs on the year. He is third in that department. Make that second now. Strike two to Josh Cowden. Cowden a strikeout victim, his first time up and trying to avoid that here. The 0-2 pitch. Cowden gets a piece of it. Going to flip it over to second. Back over to first, and he is safe. Trying to get the double play to end the inning and not able to do so. A run will score, and an RBI fielder's choice out of Josh Cowden.
That's a good thing about Josh Cowden, always legging out any ground ball. Even if he knows that he's going to be out, always beating it out, trying to extend the inning, going to give an opportunity for Jag Burden already 1-for-1 with an RBI double. This is another good guy that you want at the plate, especially with how he's swinging today.
Already an RBI double, as you mentioned, and he'll be looking to bring in some more runs. Jag Burden with 12 RBIs on the season after the one he brought in today. Saints lead this ball game 3-1. Runners at the corners with 2 outs. Manuel with a quick pick at first. Not in time to get Cowden. Low ball. And there goes Josh Cowden over to second. Not enough to get Drew Cowley to try to bite to go home. And a good job there by Chase Call, keeping that ball relatively close to make sure that didn't happen. 1 ball, no strikes now to Jag Burden.
I want to bring you back to that Friday game against the San Luis Obispo Blues, to Josh Cowden beating out a baseball that they were trying to turn the double play. And with Cowden being able to beat out that throw, it extended the inning and it allowed the Saints to get another run on the board. This is why you need to run out every ground ball, every fly ball, pop-up, no matter what situation it is. It's always good to run everything out. You never know that the defense can make an error. They can make a mistake. You're on base. You're giving an opportunity for the rest of your team to be able to swing the bat. Then you're also making the pitcher work overtime there on the bump. Those are extra pitches that he's got to deliver, which means it's a shorter leash for him.
That 1-1 missing outside. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Jag Burden. The 2-1 pitch. Swing low and away for ball 3. Hitters count for Jag Burden. Reno sets from the stretch, delivers. This ball is hit well into right field. Ronnie Belton is there, and he will make the catch. So Saints able to get a couple of runs on the board here in the third, courtesy of a couple singles and a Drew Cowley double, as well as a Josh Cowden fielder's choice, bringing in Connor Bradshaw and Jake McMurray. Saints lead 3-1 heading into the top of the 4th inning. You're listening to Arroyo Seco Baseball on the Saints Radio Network. We're back at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. The Saints heading into the 4th inning with a 3-1 lead, and Merrick Sears still commanding the mound. He'll face the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, Darren McDowell, Ronnie Belton, and Alex Rodriguez. Only one of them have been able to reach on base so far. Sears starting off with quick tempo. Curveball. Able to catch the bottom half of the plate, and that'll be in there for strike 1.
That's a good pitch to start up with if you're Merrick Sears. That is a pitch you need to have a lot of confidence in, and you're seeing that McDowell can't even touch your off speed. Why not give it another toss?
He threw it again. Quick 0-2 on him, and here he goes. Another curveball just missing on the outside corner for ball 1. How about 3 straight curveballs to start this at bat? He's feeling the off speed. Here he comes yet again. Fastball this time. McDowell able to get a piece of it, and we'll stay at 1-2.
Try to keep pitching as easy as possible. If you're seeing a pitch that the batter can't touch, that might be the pitch that you're going to be going with throughout that whole entire at bat and potentially the whole entire night.
Now Sears is a fan of that curveball, and he utilizes it well. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and now the pitch from Sears. Another foul ball in the quick tempo. Doesn't seem to be getting Darren McDowell is starting to get the timing down. 2-2 from Sears. Curveball almost gets McDowell. They'll take it to a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
It's pitch number 50 already for Sears.
And that's what happens if you call time late. Some pitchers will not stop. They'll throw all the way through to avoid mixing themselves up for the next pitch. Smart on Sears. Now the 3-2. Missing that one just barely to give up another free pass to the leadoff guy in back-to-back innings.
Not exactly what you like to see there from Merrick Sears. After going on top of the count 0-2, you lose the leadoff guy, McDowell. Not exactly what you had in mind to start up an inning.
Sears has gotten the leadoff guy on 3 out of the 4 innings, and yet only allowed 1 run. Very impressive on Merrick Sears to do some damage control throughout these innings up there on the mound. Been pitching very well from the stretch. As he delivers from there, and a rope into left field. Just foul. Ronnie Belton giving that one a ride down the left field line, and that would have been extra bases for sure.
That's a mental note for sure from Merrick Sears. If you can see that the right-handed batter is able to turn on one and he has the ability to put barrel on ball on an inner half of the plate, try to change it up. Try to go outside. See if he can touch your stuff on the outer half.
A 1 curveball, and that's another beauty. 0-2 now to Ronnie Belton.
That curveball has been the pitch that has given Sears a lot of confidence here, and it's all about having that confidence and having that dominance in your head.
Strike 3, looking on a fastball, gets Ronnie Belton shocked heading in back to the dugout. But a nice pitch out of Merrick Sears to retire the first one here in the 4th.
Like we mentioned before, if you see that he can hit inside, stay away from it, especially when it's loud contact like the long foul ball that he hit. Just try to paint the outside corner, make him try to attack that part. But if he starts hitting both sides of the plates, that's when you want to start hitting the lower half of the zone, and you maybe want to avoid the higher part of the zone.
Now the 0-1. Strike 2. With that strikeout, Sears is on his pace for a strikeout an inning, 4 so far in this ball game. Now the 0-2 to Rodriguez. Swing and a miss on the curveball, fools Alex Rodriguez, and that curveball just keeps on working for Merrick Sears, his 5th strikeout of this ball game.
Your attention, please. Now batting for the Barons.
Definitely has been in full effect here. Been utilizing the curve. We've seen sometimes been using the slider as well, trying to get that low and inside corner to the right-handed batters. Definitely going to have a different approach here with lefty Julian Boyd coming up.
Boyd, a strikeout victim his last time up as he fouls the first pitch fastball back for strike 1. Saw a couple of hits out of Sears and these Barons team last inning, and he hits Julian Boyd in the shoulder, leaving the curveball hanging. And now the Barons will have 2 runners on with 2 outs here in the 4th.
Definitely was trying to go with the curve up. Didn't quite finish the release, which resulted in the hit by pitch.
So I was saying before that, for Sears, a couple of hits last inning. He really settled in. He's walked one and hit a batter in this one, but hasn't given up a hit yet, so coming back with a little bit more determination to make sure that doesn't happen. And a piece of that one is Jalen Williams, the first baseman, for strike 1. Williams singled his first time up. Nice infield single that got past Brandon Boning. 1 strike now to Williams. Nice fastball catching the outside corner, getting Williams to bite for strike 2. Chopper down the first baseline, foul. Sears continuing his dominance with the first pitch strikes. 14 out of the 17 batters he has faced tonight. First pitch strikes. Attacking the zone and being aggressive all game long. And that's why he's made it here to the 4th inning. 0-2 now to Jalen Williams. The pitch. Curveball, strike 3. Merrick Sears strikes out the side. And we're headed to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Barons leave 2 runners on and are unable to cut into this deficit. You're listening to Arroyo Seco Baseball on the Saints Radio Network.
For the Saints, catcher, number 33, Tanner Lindsley.
We're back at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. The Saints with a 3-1 lead. Merrick Sears able to do some damage control after getting a few base runners on last inning and keep this a 2-run ball game. Jorge Arroyo still on the mound for the Barons. He fires on Tanner Lindsley for his second at bat, ball 1. The 0-1 now. Catches the outside. Strike 1.
Pretty generous call there. That was a pitch that was very low and away to Tanner Lindsley. Would have been a very tough pitch for him to touch.
1-1, swung on, foul. Hearing some bagpipes there at Jackie Robinson Memorial. Kind of threw me off there, Alex.
I thought I was hearing things too, Charlie.
Didn't know if it was coming from a YouTube we might have left open or something, but there are some Scottish vibes here at Jackie Robinson tonight. As Lindsley fouls off the 1-2 to stay alive against Jorge Arroyo.
It's definitely been very different environment here in Jackie Robinson Field.
I would say so. The 1-2 pitch. Gets a piece of that curveball. And into the stands goes that one. Couple of foul balls in this at-bat. Tanner Lindsley fighting to stay alive. Grounded out to second his last time up. Reno kicks and delivers. Little chop hit into left. Williams having to come up, and he will run in to make the grab. Nice little Texas leaguer cut short by Jordan Williams.
Number 10, Brandon Boning.
As an outfielder, first step always back, but as far as those little bloopers go, got to go in hard for those types. And when it comes to those bloops, it's all about the putting it in the no man's land, and especially in those bloopers, that's when you start to see a trio of defenders going out for you. Usually see the outfielder and maybe two infielders go after it, but Williams, well played and looking like a veteran.
Brandon Boning up now, his second at bat. 2 quick pitches and 2 quick balls to Brandon Boning. Puts him ahead in a nice hitter's count, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Upstairs, ball 3. Reno losing a bit of a control here on this at bat. Now going to have to battle back. And we'll see if Brandon Boning has the green light here. 3 balls, no strikes. Reno fires. Green light not taken. And that'll be strike 1 to Brandon Boning. Number 10 has had himself a second half of the season and a half as he takes ball 4, getting a free pass. And the Saints will have a runner on here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And that'll bring up number 1, Jackson Cobb, who popped up to the catcher his last time out.
This is where things get very interesting. You have Brandon Boning that gets on base, runs very well on the base path. Then you have a Jackson Cobb, another guy that runs well on the base path. Then following him, you have a Connor Bradshaw that is currently on deck, and that's going to be very interesting to see the bottom half to the top half of the lineup start getting to work and see how they get Merrick Sears some more insurance runs.
Reno now from the stretch. Quick pick over to first. Seen Reno be very cautious of those first base runners all game, keeping them honest. Now the first pitch to Cobb. Curveball in there, strike 1. That's what you need to start doing if you're Jorge Areno, really commanding the mound, firing and being aggressive and getting those first pitch strikes. Now the 0-1. Popped back, strike 2. As the sun begins to set and the lights come on over Jackie Robinson Memorial. We like it that the temperature's cooled down. And got him! The quick pick in time to get Brandon Boning, and a surprise for the speedster who leads the team now in stolen bases, gets caught napping over at first.
Too big of a primary lead there for Brandon Boning. I like the aggression, but when it comes to a southpaw there on the bump, he's got full HD quality.
And now a big hit from Jackson Cobb. Unable to get back far enough, Jordan Williams makes the catch, and with Brandon Boning picked at first, the Saints relatively going 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. We head to the top of the 5th. The Saints maintain a 2-run lead. You're listening to Arroyo Seco Baseball on the Saints Radio Network.
leading off for the Barons.
Welcome back to Jackie Robinson Memorial. The Saints hold a 3-1 lead over the MLB Academy Barons. Merrick Sears' day on the mound is done. 4 innings of work, 4 hits, 2 walks, 6 big strikeouts, and 1 earned run to give the Saints this 2-run lead. Derek Yu continuing the relief work at a Columbia University, also a Loyola High School grad, close here to Los Angeles. And he was also born in Los Angeles. And he starts off 1-1 now to Chase Call. Call grounded out into a pop-up double play his last time up. And now the 1-1 from Derek Yu. In there for strike 2. And if you're Derek Yu, you're looking for a hot start here tonight and to hold on to this 2-run lead for the Saints.
Derek Yu is definitely going to be pumping that high velocity. This is the good thing about Derek Yu. Has nice command of the fastball. Pretty hard to keep up with the fastball. And then he'll hit you with the breaking ball. That changeup will sneak up on you, and it's very tough to keep up when you see fastball, then you see some off speed.
Right back at him on that. Looked like a changeup fastball, something right there. And a nice hit by Chase Call fires it right back up the middle for a leadoff single for the Barons.
Pitch didn't do too much. Caught too much of the strike zone to allow Chase Call to be able to bang it over to center.
Now back to the top of the lineup, Jordan Williams. He's responsible for the only run that the Barons have scored via the Alex Gonzalez single. Now Williams, first time facing you. He lays down a bunt. Tanner Lindsley on the dive. Oh! Gets a nice face full of dirt. Would have been worth it if he had come up with that one. A great effort by Tanner Lindsley.
Sacrificing the body, doing what he has to do to record an out. Jordan Williams trying to set up a sac bunt there, and it's not the easiest to play. And given Tanner Lindsley, he's a tough fella. He's a tall guy as well, having to use every inch of his body to try to make that grab. Tough play.
No balls and a strike. Right back at you. Oh, he's unable to come up with it. Still has to play at first and makes a short hop throw. McMurray tells him to calm down. All's well. But the Barons now have their first 2 men on to start off the 5th.
Very tough start here for Derek Yu, and sometimes as a pitcher, it's hard for a pitcher to make a throw over to first. As very unorthodox as that sounds, pitchers, when it comes to them having to fire over to first, some pitchers, it's tough for them.
You're thrown off of a mound all game long. You have to all of a sudden throw on some flat grass. It can mess you up. You're used to throwing and finishing down, and that's exactly what he did there on that throw to first. Now runners at first and second. Nobody out for the Barons, and Nicholas Marlborough to try to bring him home. He takes first pitch, ball 1. We saw Derek Yu have a bit of a rough relief start his last time here at Jackie Robinson, and now he quickly has the first 2 runners on, and 2-0 now to Nicholas Marlborough.
At this point, you're really just trying to look for outs. You're going to have to sacrifice runs for the outs. And just try to keep the ball in the ground and allow your infield to be able to turn 2 some way.
2 balls, no strike to Marlborough. Yu from the stretch, kicks, delivers. Missing outside, 3-0. Jordan Williams, a very fast leadoff man. Could score off of a Texas Leaguer base hit right here. Try to cut into this deficit. Quick check over to second. Derek Yu. Make sure they keep Williams honest.
So back in the previous relief appearance for Derek Yu on July 11th against the San Diego Waves, went an inning, gave him 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, a walk, and no Ks, and he was the losing pitcher for that game.
Now he's able to find the zone for strike one. 3-1 now to Nicholas Marlborough. The 3-1 pitch. This is low with the free pass awarded to Nicholas Marlborough, and that'll bring up Alec Gonzalez with the bases loaded, nobody out.
Now at this point, if you're the Saints, got to be able to talk Derek Yu through this inning. Got the bases loaded, no outs. Got to expect the corner infielders to be playing in to be able to see if any ground balls are hit to them. They're definitely firing at the plate. Then the toss is going over to first to try to turn a double play.
The good thing here now for Derek Yu, over the next 5 batters, only 1 hit out of all 5 of them in this ball game. After Alec Gonzalez, all 4 after that have not been able to get a hit. It's a good sign for you and who he's facing. And now he starts off Alec Gonzalez, first pitch, strike 1. We talked with Daniel Richardson about what is something that really gets you back into a ball game, and it's that first pitch strike, especially, it doesn't matter where you are, can really give you some confidence, momentum. Now fouled off there, and a quick start on Alec Gonzalez, 0-2 the count.
Now, if he said that about an 0-1 count, what did he say about 0-2?
We didn't get there, unfortunately.
Was hoping we would get to 0-2.
That's next season. No balls, 2 strikes now to Alec Gonzalez. The pitch from you. A liner, and that's going to get into the outfield. Left fielder Jack Burden is coming in to make the throw. 2 runs looking to score, and they will. Chase Call and Jordan Williams come around to score off of a single by Alec Gonzalez, and they've tied this ball game up in the top of the 5th.
And there goes the win for Merrick Sears. You could toss that one out the window. A masterful start to the ball game for Merrick Sears. Derek Yu just not himself there on the bump. The Barons, the Sticks, they're awake here in the top of the 5th.
I know the Barons are at the bottom of the barrel here in the Southern Division, but you still got to play them very tough. And we know Derek Yu's been having some struggles on the mound. I'd like to see how much longer that head coach Aaron Milam has him going in this ball game. There is somebody warming up in the Saints bullpen, so we'll see how much of a cushion that Yu has. The 0-1 to McDowell. Catches the knees for strike 2. And if you're you just had 0-2 on Alec Gonzalez and gave up a base hit. Try to find a nice spot that looks tempting here for McDowell. Not enough that it's a Christmas present, and this game gets out of control.
There's already an arm warming up in the Saints pen, so they're keeping a close eye out on Derek Yu and see if he runs into any more woes.
The 0-2 pitch from Yu. Swung back at him. Jackson Cobb keeps it in front of him. He will have the play at first, and he gets him in time. Jackson Cobb sticking with the play, bobbled it over at second, recovers and able to throw off the cleanup hitter McDowell. Unbelievable focus and determination by Jackson Cobb.
And that's, as a second baseman, you're not supposed to give up on balls there. He did a good job keeping it in front of him, reading the one hop there. It did get away from him, stayed with it, still made a toss over to first, and was still able to get an out. But it's going to be tough to be able to get a double play here. Maybe you'll get one with a line drive.
First pitch to Belton. Missing outside for ball 1. Second and third for the Barons and 1 out. here against Derek Yu. Belton is 0 for 1 with a walk so far in this ballgame and struck out his last time up. 1-0, swung on and missed, strike 2. Strike 1. 1-1 now to Ronnie Belton. Strikeout would be huge right now for Derek Yu. The 1-1 pitch. Did he get him to go? He did. Strike 2 now to Ronnie Belton. If you're Derek Yu, you hit him with your best pitch right now.
Regardless if that was a ball or a strike there for Derek Yu, that is a pitch that can get you out of trouble there. That's a pitch that looks like it's going to be in the bottom half and could definitely get Belton fooled.
Ronnie Belton leads the team with 2 triples. Now he has a big bat himself behind McDowell as well. Still working on his average, batting below the Mendoza line at 186. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 call. Exactly what you needed and what I predicted. And he's got his second out now of the top of the 5th inning. Now just a nice ground out here for you. Could get him out of it and keep this a tie ball game.
Huge strikeout there for Derek Yu. Did run into some trouble here in this inning, trying to dig himself out of it and just trying to take it one at-bat at a time for Derek Yu.
Now he'll face Alex Rodriguez, 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts, and the guy that Yu wants to face right now, and he throws in there, attacking for strike 1. Yu sets, delivers. Nice fastball there, 0-2.
I toss it again. Try to give it to him upstairs. See if he can maybe even touch it. That's always a nice go-to when you're up on the count. No balls, 2 strikes.
The 0-2 from Yu. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Yu battles back with a couple of strikeouts of his own, but gives up the lead that the Saints had. We're heading into the bottom of the 5th, knotted at 3. You're listening to Arroyo Seco Baseball on the Saints Radio Network. We welcome you back to Jackie Robinson Memorial. The Barons answer back with a couple of runs in the top of the 5th inning, and we are knotted at 3 here as the sun has completely been gone, the lights are on, the temperature's dropping, and we're ready for this second half of this game. A pitching change for the Barons. Jorge Areño's day is done. 4 innings of work, 5 hits allowed, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and 3 earned runs. Pretty much a deja vu from his start against this team last time. Connor Bradshaw leads this thing off with a nice base hit single into left. And the Saints get themselves rolling to answer back in the bottom of the 5th.
Trying to break this tie early on in the ball game here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Right guy for the right moment. Get a speedy guy like Connor Bradshaw. And now you allow Jake McMurray to get to work with the bat.
Jake McMurray, this man was heated coming home from the bus on San Luis Obispo. He was not happy about his day. And you could see he's already trying his best to answer back with a single his last time up. First pitch now from Dennis Stevenson at a Long Beach Community College. Came in for Jorge Areño. He fires that one into McMurray for strike 1. The 0-1. Catches the knees for strike 2. Seen some different tempos between Stevenson and Areño. A little bit slower out of Stevenson. The righty kicks and delivers. Missing outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Jake McMurray. Trying to avoid his second strikeout of the ball game. The pitch. Bradshaw goes, the hit and run in play. It's a shot out into center. Julian Boyd will make the catch. He'll try to fire back over to 1, but Bradshaw's speed is too much. A nice backup there by Chase Call of the first baseman, Jalen Williams. And a solid shot by Jake McMurray, but not enough to get past Julian Boyd.
Great contact there from Jake McMurray, but the one rule as far as hit and runs are concerned, never want to hit the baseball up the middle to allow any of the middle infielders or even the center fielder to be able to make a grab there. So not the results you wanted for Jake McMurray. Can be disappointed about the loud contact.
For McMurray, he always comes up in those positions with a runner on, nobody out, where the hit and run can be in effect. Fortunately, more often than not, it's foul balls and lineouts for McMurray in those situations. Now the 1-0 to Drew Cowley. Fouled off for strike 1. Cowley doubled. Nice RBI double his last time up. With a runner on first, it'll take a big shot to get an RBI here. 1 ball, 1 strike. Stevenson kicks and delivers. Off goes Bradshaw. Another hit and run in effect. Bradshaw will be eyeing it. Cowley thrown out at 1, and Bradshaw sticks at 2, and the Saints have 2 gone here in the bottom of the 5th.
That's where you want to put it there, at least a bouncer to make the middle infield come after. No way that they're going to be able to come up with it, make a flip over to second, and still try to get it out with the lead runner. So even if you bounce the ball like that, you still get the job done.
2 gone and a runner at second. Saints lead the ball game, tied in this ball game, 3-3. Quick pick back to second. Spaghetti move with no sauce there. Very lackluster throw out of Stevenson. First time Stevenson will face Willis in this ball game. First pitch. Curveball popped up, and it should be an infield fly rule here to end the bottom of the 5th. And it's caught there. I'm not too sure what the call on the field was there. Oh, it was a balk there. So no pitch. In fact, The rule of the balk, if you can believe it, if a pitcher balks and then the hitter puts it into play, the balk is nullified. They'll play that out as long as every runner is safe. But with Bo Willis popping up there, they go to the balk. Connor Bradshaw moves over to third, and now the first pitch to Bo Willis. Curveball missing outside for ball one. And for those of you confused by that rule, maybe be a football fan, it's almost as if a defense goes offsides. You still get a free play. The 1-0 pitch. In there, fastball, strike one.
Probably the best way to explain it to the folks there at home.
1 ball and 1 strike now to Bo Willis. Quicker tempo from Stevenson, kicks and delivers. Misses just outside for ball two. And Stevenson out of the windup. The runner at third, pretty interesting to go from the windup here. 2-1 pitch. Nice breaking ball. The full Willis for strike two. You will see some righties pitch out of the windup with a runner on third. Some feel more comfortable pitching from the windup. The 2-2. Nice hit down the third base line. Too much for Alec Gonzalez to handle. A nice RBI single out of Bo Willis, and this tie is broken yet again as the Saints jump up to a 4-3 lead.
Go-ahead run does come in to score, makes it 4-3 now for the Saints on a nice piece of hitting there by Bo Willis. As we've mentioned it throughout other broadcasts, this is a guy that you want to get going, and to make the decision very tough on a nightly basis on these Saints hitters. Who do we go with behind the plate? I know we have a great Peyton Lewis that we can rely on. We've got a Tanner Lindsley.
And now a nice shot by Josh Cowden, a single. Here comes Bo Willis getting on his horse, going to three. A close play at third. Not enough. The tag not applied. And the Saints have runners on the corners via back-to-back singles by Bo Willis and Josh Cowden.
And that's exactly how you want to get things going here. Base running has always been key for the Saints here. Always trying to look for the extra bags any way, anyhow, as far as seeing how the throws come out of the outfielder's arms. If they see that the throw's not the best in line, then it's always good to try to pursue that extra bag.
And how meaningful does that balk become now? Saints with a 4-3 lead, runners at the corners, and Jack Burden up to plate. He takes first pitch from Stevenson, ball one. Burden doubled with an RBI his first time up, bringing across Bo Willis, who now has an RBI of his own. Make that Bo's third RBI of the summer. The 1-0 pitch. Catches in. They didn't even see Josh Cowden going. Maybe they did, but just wanted to keep the runner close at third. It seemed that no reaction from the Barons, and Cowden able to get over to second easily, and the Saints have two runners now with scoring position. And Jack Burden trying to get a couple more RBIs in this game.
Utilizing that delay steal, heads up there by Josh Cowden. Saw that the defense was playing a bit lazy.
And now a pop-up here, and Jordan Williams will end the inning like he's been doing most of this ball game. But the Saints recapture their lead via a Bo Willis single, and that'll make it a 4-3 ball game. We head to the top of the sixth inning. You're listening to Arroyo Seco Baseball on the Saints Radio Network. We welcome you back to Jackie Robinson Memorial. The Saints regain their lead in the bottom of the fifth. We're now in the top of the sixth. Derek Yu's day is done. 1 inning of work, 2 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and 2 earned runs. That tied the ball game. But now he'll be in line to get the win here for the Saints. Coming in for him, Eric Navarrete, a recently acquired pitcher on this Saints staff. They recently lost a couple guys to the draft and for other various reasons, and he comes in firing to Julian Boyd, and that'll even the count on that foul ball, 1-1.
And going into this year, we were told that guys were going to be coming in and out into this Saints team, and we're starting to see some new guys. We saw Corey Shepard on a Sunday. We also see Rashad Ruff also make their Saints debuts. Navarrete made his Saints debut last week.
That one's going to catch Julian Boyd. Navarrete hitting him on the 1-1, and that'll be the second time that Julian Boyd has caught a baseball to the shoulder in this ball game. Julian Boyd leads in a lot of categories for the Barons. Leads in runs with 10, RBIs with 13, the magic number, and 23 strikeouts also leads the team. Very much like Connor Bradshaw in that regard. Now he'll face Jalen Williams. Navarrete missing outside for ball 1. Williams 1 for 2 in this ball game. He singled his first time up and struck out on 3 pitches his last time up. Number 19 for the Barons has done the work. 5 runs off of 8 hits. Very efficient. There goes the runner, Julian Boyd. A quick throw from Lindsay, not in time. Very good pop time from Tanner Lindsley, but even better speed out of Julian Boyd. And now the Barons have a runner in scoring position with nobody out here in the top of the 6th.
That was just a great jump there. Nothing you can really do about Julian Boyd's jump. The only chance that you have at that is if Tanner Lindsley's throw was more on a line as opposed to a one-hop throw there at the bag. But for the most part, that was Boyd's bag.
Still 1-1 here to Jalen Williams, the first baseman. Right, kicks and delivers. In there, strike 2. Navarrete from the stretch. Kicks and delivers. Chopper down the first base line. McMurray making an amazing play, but Navarrete unable to come cover first. And that goes down to baseball IQ. You got to know where to be. Can't just stand there, even as a pitcher. Time to show off the athleticism. And for Navarrete, caught sleeping a little bit on the mound.
That just has to be second nature to you if you're a pitcher. Anytime you see any ball hit to first, just book it. Go to first. Cover the bag. You never know if your first baseman can make a grab, but just like McMurray did there. Could have at least gotten it out on the play, but now you've got runners at the corners, nobody gone.
And what an amazing play by McMurray to keep that in the infield. Great save there by Tanner Lindsley on a bit of a wild pitch to Chase Call, ball 1. Call is 1 for 2 in this ball game. Popped up in a double play and also singled his last time up. The 1-0 to Call. And now it's starting to get away from Navarrete. Not very characteristic of what we're used to seeing from this Saints bullpen, usually coming in and shutting it down, but having to do a bit of damage control all throughout this game ever since Merrick Sears left. 2 balls, no strikes. Navarrete deals. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 2-1 misses high. 3-1 now to Chase Call.
Credits to the Barons. Every inning after the second, they have put up minimum of 5 batters that have stepped up to the plate. They are having great at-bats against the Saints bullpen. They're really putting up some great innings, allowing guys to swing the bats and keeping up with the Saints, most importantly.
Call swing and a miss on that 3-1 pitch for strike 2. Full count now to Chase Call. Be a big out. Pitch. Hit and run almost. Out of Jalen Williams, but a foul ball here. Keeps the count at 3-2. Navarrete trying to keep his composure with still nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning. Saints have had 6 one-run games this season. They've been able to come out with a few of them. Right now they're battling to hold this one. Chopper. Could be double. Cobb steps on it himself to throw to first in time. Chase Call able to tie this game up on an RBI fielder's choice double play. And now the Saints will have to answer back yet again after this offensive potency continues from the Barons.
Got another brand new ball game here at Jackie Robinson Field. They sacrificed the run for the double play, and it came with clearing up the base path with 2 gone. But ultimately, if you're Navarrete, you know that the sticks are going to get you back into the game.
And great damage control. You only allowed a run. Saints have never been down in this ball game, and that's how they want to keep it. Chase Call grounding out, and Jackson Cobb just has Call's number tonight. He popped up to him the first time up, and now grounds out into the double play to Cobb this time around. Now a quick 1-1 here to Jordan Williams. Navarrete from the windup kicks and delivers. Chopper down the first base line. Nice play made by Jake McMurray, and it'll be enough to get the out. So 1 run scores, no men left on base, but the Barons are able to answer back. We're tied 4-4 heading into the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to Arroyo Seco Baseball on the Saints Radio Network. We welcome you back to Jackie Robinson Field. Saints now tied with the Barons 4-4.
for the Barons.
After a couple of hits there by the Barons, able to get him back into this ball game and tie this game up.
And leading off for the Saints.
We have a pitching change for the Barons. Dennis Stevenson's day is done. 1 inning of work, 3 hits allowed, no walks, no strikeouts, and 1 earned run. They'll call on Andres Hurtado to continue on the relief. For the Barons, they have lost 5 straight games. They lost 6-3 against Santa Barbara their last game and 10-4 against Santa Barbara the game before. They're definitely looking to turn things around here in this ball game.
We went into the break right now, Charlie. We were talking about what are the Barons trying to do here in this point. You mentioned early on in the broadcast that the Barons are in last in the SoCal division. When it comes to these teams being in the lower half of the standings, they are just looking to play a good stretch of good quality baseball. Expect them to, as fanatics of sports, they play the spoiler role. They're going to try to spoil any playoff hopes or trying to lower down some seedings and such, like the Saints, like the Foresters, and even Forest Slows. So it's going to be teams like the Barons that, like we mentioned, just trying to put a good streak of good quality baseball.
And I respect that. I think it's a pride thing as well, and these guys are fighting for their own egos out there, and they want to win as much as anyone else. That 1-2 pitch is drilled by Tanner Lindsley into right center. And Saints will get things starting with a single by Tanner Lindsley.
Now batting for the Saints,
That swing was just so smooth as the left-handed sticks. What is it about these left-handed hitters that their swings just look so smooth and it looks so nice to watch? Lindsley, effortless swing there, just finding it in the gap over in right center field.
Now we know what the Saints are able to do when they get their leadoff hitter on. They were able to bring a run across last inning when Connor Bradshaw was able to start things off. And now with Tanner Lindsley, let's see what the bottom half of this lineup can do to answer the Barons' call. Hurtado's first time facing Boning. And this ball is hit well into center, but it looks like Julian Boyd will camp out underneath it and make the first out of the bottom of the 6th. Now 1 pitch, 1 out after Brandon Boning will bring up Jackson Cobb. Cobb has flown out twice, 1 to the catcher and 1 to left. Jordan Williams has had a busy day as well.
Nothing feels better than a 1 pitch, 1 out. It's less effort if you're a pitcher. Strikeouts, it feels amazing to be able to get Ks, but when you get very few pitches to be able to get an out, that makes your workload that much less. Strikeouts do require more pitches.
First pitch to Cobb, hit well out into right field. On his high horse, he's not going to be able to get it. Ronnie Belton is unable to get that one, and a stand-up double from Jackson Cobb. Tanner Lindsley safe at third, and the Saints have 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out, and that'll swing back to the top of the lineup in Connor Bradshaw, the man you want in this situation.
And Jackson Cobb's a guy that doesn't hit very many doubles, and this is something that is a bit of a rarity. As we look at the totals right now, that is his first double with the Arroyo Seco Saints, so that one has to feel really good to set up the stage. Here we go back to the top of the order with Connor Bradshaw and having some insurance runs standing at second and third.
Baseball can surprise you. We're seeing some firsts tonight out of some of these Saints ball players, and always keeps it fresh and dynamic here at Jackie Robinson Field as the Saints look to break this tie. Runners at second and third, 1 out. Connor Bradshaw facing Andres Orto. He'll swing and miss on that breaking ball, strike 1. Bradshaw has been able to reach all 3 times he's come up to the plate. Reach versus a third base error his first time up, and then a couple of singles. Now he'll take the 0-1. Right back up the middle. That's going to score Tanner Lindsley. Coming around third is Jackson Cobb. 2 runs will score, and the Saints regain their lead, answering back yet again, making it a 6-4 ball game off of a Connor Bradshaw single.
Wasn't expecting any less than that. Jackson Cobb was going to round third regardless wherever that baseball was going to be hit. He was going to force the outfielders to try to get him out there at the plate. Just nice hitting there for Connor Bradshaw. Jumped on the first one that he saw to be able to drive in these 2 runs.
Make that 22 RBIs on the season for Connor Bradshaw. He also came around to score again. 26 runs for the man. He is just adding to his totals tonight. Now Bradshaw takes off, and he is oh, no, he's out. They were able to get him by the skin of his teeth on that one. A quick throw by Chase Call and able to throw him out on the run there to record the second out of the bottom of the 6th.
It all comes down to that beautiful throw by Chase Call. Then the second half of it has to be the great tag by the shortstop. Alex Rodriguez didn't give up on it, applied the tag, and he knew to hang on to Connor Bradshaw. So 50-50 there. Call and the shortstop duo of Alex Rodriguez.
And now McMurray on the 0-2 does not bite on the curveball. A good take and a keen eye for a man who wants to limit his strikeouts. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jake McMurray. Now no runners on after Bradshaw was thrown out. So kicks and delivers, and tempting goes fishing on the high fastball. Down moves McMurray on the strikeout for the second time today, but the Saints able to answer back in a big way, starting off with a single by Lindsley, a double by Cobb, and a 2 RBI single by Connor Bradshaw to retake this Saints lead 6-4. You're listening to Arroyo Seco Baseball on the Saints Radio Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
We welcome you back here to Jackie Robinson Memorial. Saints with a 6-4 lead after 2 runs were put up in the bottom of the 6th inning. We got a pitching change. Eric Navarrette's day is done. 1 inning of work, 1 hit, 1 hits batsman, and 1 earned run. That brings in Kyle Sonduk. The big-time reliever for the Saints has had a very impressive summer, and he looks to maintain this 2-run lead and not give up. Yet another couple of runs to make this a tie ball game. He fires in that first pitch to Marlboro for strike one.
Kyle Sonda coming into this relief appearance. Do you want to guess what his ERA is, Charlie?
I'm going to go with 0.
You're very close. I'm going to tell you that. You're very close.
I know it was 0 a while ago, but he did give up that run, so now I'm going to make a quick audible to a .6.
Wow, you're very good at the guessing game. I'll tell you that, Charlie. He is rocking a .50 ERA, half of a run.
Well, 2 quick strikes now to Marlboro. Nice tempting curveball there. Almost gets him to swing. 1-2.
Really like that 1-2 punch of John Chomko and Kyle Sonda. These two guys from University, Texas, San Antonio, these guys are deadly on the bump. They're not going to give away a lot of walks.
Goes back to the curveball there. Same location. Marlboro lays off. 2-2.
Sonda, we should be expecting pitches that these guys are going to be trying to chase. They're going to be trying to attack at him. And that's the good thing about these relievers.
And a nice hit there out of Marlboro into right center. That's going to drop. Marlboro heading to second. He's going to get on his horse. The throw from Bradshaw. Bit off. Boning having to move, and a stand-up double from Nicholas Marlboro gets things going off of a hot Kyle Sonda. And that'll bring up Alec Gonzalez.
And that was a pitch that missed upstairs. We do not see that very often from Kyle Sonda, and it is a very upset Tanner Lindsley going out to the mound to have a word with Kyle Sonda. It's maybe the first time ever in this season that we see a ball well struck, squared up nicely by a batter this year. So a bit of a rarity there for Kyle Sonda. That was only the 9th base hit that he has permitted this year.
And for Kyle Sonda, he knows he's able to pitch from the stretch, and he's going to keep his composure here as he faces the third baseman who's been able to reach all 3 times. I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, this is the best hitter for the Barons at .356 batting average. Curveball there. Swing and a miss for strike one. Sonduk, just like Sears, really favoring the curveball today, and it's been working for him so far. Second pitch now to Gonzalez. Another curveball. Did not get him to go around 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses low, but is able to get him to go around for strike two.
It's going to be pitches like that are going to be in the lower half to the zone to the dirt that are going to have to get you through this middle part of the order. You can't leave anything at the letters. These guys will make you pay, just as Marlboro did in his at-bat. So you have to be careful with the locations.
That one missing low. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Alec Gonzalez. The 2-2 pitch from Sonduk. Curveball gets him standing. An amazing pitch by Kyle Sonduk, able to ring up Alec Gonzalez. Just outstanding work to battle back if you're Kyle Sonduk after giving up an extra base hit. You come back around, strike out the very next batter.
It's all about how you rebound from giving up big extra bases. And Kyle Sonduk that time showing amazing poise there on the mound and showing, hey, okay, I allowed the double, but keep an eye out on me for how I deal with the middle part of the order.
Short-term memory loss is key, especially as a relief pitcher. We talk about how important this middle relief is for the Saints and for any ball club. And the fact that he's able to be a goldfish out there, have a 10-second memory, is good on him and has helped him carry into his first out of the 7th inning. Now Darian McDowell, the cleanup man, looking to answer the call. He is 0 for 2 in this ball game with a walk. McDowell is second on the team at .340 batting average. The Saints have been able to get the better of him so far in this ball game. First pitch from Sonduk. Fastball misses low, ball 1. Sonduk from the stretch fires. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Curveball comes back in. Misses a little too inside. 2-1.
Kind of like the fact that Sonduk's trying to jam McDowell there, make him feel uncomfortable there at the plate. Try to establish that inner half until McDowell is able to piece up on the ball.
2 balls, 1 strike. Sonduk fires. Curveball, strike 2. The curveball has been very effective for Kyle Sonduk since he came into this ball game. It's really been his go-to pitch to help alleviate his fastball. The 2-2 pitch. Curveball yet again gets him standing. A backwards K, not swinging, is Darian McDowell, and back-to-back strikeouts now for Kyle Sonduk after allowing a leadoff double. And you got to imagine he's feeling good right now.
Sonduk really trusting in his off-speed pitches to get him through this inning and getting himself in the jam. Striking out 2 of the biggest hitters in Gonzalez and McDowell. Those are definitely going to be tools that are going to get him through, and definitely going to be looking to strike out the side here in this inning.
He'll have to face Ronnie Belton, who's been a strikeout victim twice so far in this ballgame. First pitch to him. Catches the knees, fastball, strike 1. Sonduk is really locked in, hitting those spots very well so far tonight.
Locking in on the corners, that's for sure, to these right-handed hitters. Definitely has been hitting that out, that low and inside corner in this relief appearance, and that's always a very tough part of the plate to hit.
Now the 0-1, and it hits him. Curveball gets away and hits Ronnie Belton. And that is now the 3rd time that a player has been hit in this ball game on the Barons. This is the man that Sonduk wants to face. Alex Rodriguez now 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts, already got the golden sombrero on the night. And Sonduk looking to make 4. Runners at first and second, 2 outs here for the Barons. First pitch, the man nicknamed A-Rod. Yes, he did. Strike 1. Sonduck kicks and delivers from the stretch. Curveball, able to get Rodriguez out in front for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes now. Sonduck going in for the kill. The 0-2 pitch. Got him on 3 curveballs, and Kyle Sonduck strikes out the side here in the top of the 7th inning. What an amazing job coming back after giving up the double. He's able to do some damage control and really shut him down. Barons leave 2 runners on, and the Saints maintain their 2-run lead. You're listening to Arroyo Seco Baseball on the Saints Radio Network.
Pitching change for the Barons. Now on the mound.
We welcome you back to Jackie Robinson Field. Kyle Sonduck with a stellar top of the 7th, coming in for mid-relief, striking out the side, maintaining this 6-4 lead. Now due up for the Saints, Drew Cowley, Bo Willis, and Josh Cowden. But we have a pitching change for the Barons. Andres Cordero is done. In comes Yuji Sakani for the Barons to continue the relief work. They'll face a tough part of this Saints lineup and fires in on Drew Cowley for ball 1.
We're not going to be expecting a lot of velocity coming out of Sakani's arm. We're going to be seeing a lot of off-speed pitches that are going to dance inside of the zone.
And how about that's hit deep into left. Williams going back. And will make the grab. Did that go foul? Oh, it did go foul. Looked like it tailed toward him. It looked like he was there to make the catch, but tricked me on that play. 1-1 now to Drew Cowley.
Tricked the both of us, definitely.
Connie, the 1-1. Fires, nearly hits Cowley, 2-1. Connie from the windup, kicks, delivers on the 2-1. In there for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Drew Cowley. Cowley is 1 for 3 thus far in this ball game. Grounded out into a double play, doubled, and then a fielder's choice. Takes that curveball up high, make it a full count, 3-2.
I'm really liking the usage of Yuji Sakani here in the situation. Coach Kenny Landro knows he's going to be seeing 2 left-handed batters coming in, Drew Cowley and Josh Cowden, and he knows that those guys could do some damage here where they need it most.
The 3-2 pitch. Cowley fires back, just foul down the left field line. And he keeps battling at 3-2. Scani to win the battle. The pitch. Another foul ball, and Cowley stays alive. Three-two, strike three, swung on and missed on the fastball, and Cowley goes down swinging. That'll be the first out for the Saints in the bottom of the 7th inning.
That
was a great spot there by Sakani, jamming Drew Cowley inside. He got a couple of pitches on the outer half of the zone, was doing a great job fouling them off, but just couldn't hold off on the inner half of the plate. Great change, and being able to change the eye level, that's big.
Not an easy feat getting the best of Cowley, but the Barons have been able to do so for the most part so far tonight, as Bo Willis fouls this one off for strike one. Willis, a very productive hitter in this ball game, has a single, a double, and a walk, and able to reach base all 3 times.
Going into this game, he was only hitting .216. Needs to be heating up here at this time of season.
The 0-1. Ripped back to the shortstop, Alex Rodriguez. He throws quickly. A nice throw by Alex Rodriguez in time to get catcher Bo Willis, who was hustling down the first base line, trying to rush the throw from A-Rod. Not an easy task.
Was keeping an eye out on how many times the ball was going to hop as it got to Alex Rodriguez, but a nice backhanded play. And the quick thing is how quickly he was able to transfer that to his throwing arm and get rid of it and throw over to first. That is not an easy task as a shortstop.
Now the first pitch to Josh Cowden misses outside for ball 1. Cowden 1 for 3 in this ball game. Looking for a second hit. The 0-1 pitch. Catches the outside corner, strike 1. Connie delivers. As the fireworks echo over Jackie Robinson. Wow, we're over a week past the 4th of July. People still loving their fireworks.
I think it's a little over a week. Right, Charlie?
Yeah, we're looking at 2 weeks now, Alex. Almost the 21st tomorrow. Must have found some reserve somewhere in the garage. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch from Sakani. Line back. Past Alex Rodriguez, the shortstop, and into left. And Josh Cowden has a 2-out single here in the bottom of the 7th.
And we've seen the Saints make things happen here with 2 outs. If you're the Barons, you need to be playing the Saints at 6th gear right about now, especially trying to get this last out. Burden is not an easy out there at the plate, but you cannot be giving away any easy balls, can't be giving away any easy bags here for the Saints.
Can't assume anything either, Alex. And if you're the Barons, 2 outs means nothing, as you said, against this ball club. And they need to work all the way until the 9th if they want to have a chance at coming back and winning this one. Jack Burden, a double in this game and a couple of pop-outs. Put him at 1-3 so far. First pitch he'll take from Sakani. Ripped to the third baseman off of a broken bat. And in there. Oh, he's safe. He is safe. In there in time is Jack Burden beating out the throw. And the Saints will have runners at first and second with 2 outs, courtesy of a Jack Burden infield single.
It came with the price of a bat. We saw a piece of the bat flying as soon as it made contact, but Jack Burden was able to leg out an infield single, and even then, as soon as Lindsley tossed the bat over to Brandon Boning, you could just hear how dead the bat is, but hey, at least he broke his bat and was able to get a base hit out of it.
Broken bats are easy to replace. Singles are hard to come by.
Well said.
Now Tanner Lindsley coming up. The catcher has had a solid outing. Another 1-for-3 man in this ball game. And like Jack Burden, looking to make it 2-for-4. First pitch. Catches the inside corner, strike one. The southpaw, Yuji Sakani, looking to do some damage control and get himself out this inning. Bit of a wild pitch and a great job there by Chase Call, forming the wall, getting in front of that one. Saves getting 2 runners in scoring position.
Call's been doing a good job behind the dish. He hasn't allowed too many pitches to get by him, and ultimately that's the name of the game. Just keep the baseball in front of you, make it tough on the base runners to take any additional bags, and he has just great mechanics just making sure that the baseball ends up at least in the chest protector. It ends up in front of him some way.
1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch from Sakani. Line back by Tanner Lindsley, and it gets through the second baseman Marlboro. Coming around home is Josh Cowden. In comes Jag Burden. And the Jaguar turning on the Jets in a stand-up triple from Tanner Lindsley. The catcher showing some wheels himself. That ball rolled all the way into the outfield through Marlboro, the second baseman's legs. And the Saints had 2 runs in a 2-out rally here in the bottom of the 7th.
It's an E4 by Tanner Lindsley, able to make it to third with the error there. Unfortunately, he is not going to get RBIs because of the routine ground ball that was hit to the second baseman. Marlboro could not hang on to it. And once again, 2 outs, making things happen. Now doubling up the score, 8-4.
They started to fall asleep at the wheel there, thought 2 quick outs, they were going to be out of this inning, and all of a sudden they had 2 more runs. And now the Saints double their lead here over the Barons. Now Brandon Boning, his first time facing Sakani. He'll take first pitch, strike 1. UG from the stretch. Fires in there, strike 2. Saints can add another run here as Tanner Lindsley standing on third. And Brandon Boning still searching for his first hit of the ball game. Boning on the 0-2. And a strike 3 call. Brandon Boning is out on the tag. He doesn't like it. He stands around to let the ump know what he thinks about that call, and he'll take a walk on back to the dugout. But the Saints do some damage in the bottom of the 7th, adding 2 to take a 4-run lead as we head into the top of the 8th inning. You're listening to Arroyo Seco Baseball on the Saints Radio Network. We welcome you back to the action. Saints with now a 4-run lead. They lead this ball game 8-4, courtesy of a couple of singles by Cowden and Burden, and an E4 that led to a stand-up triple for Tanner Lindsley. Kyle Sonduck back on the mound for the Saints, looking to continue this relief. He now has an extra 2 runs to work with. And you got to imagine he wouldn't mind staying in the dugout a little bit more to get another. Barons down to their final 6 lives here. And for Kyle Sonduck, he'll face the last 3 batters of the order: Julian Boyd, Jalen Williams, and Chase Call.
Your attention, please. Leading off for the Barons, number 2, center fielder Julian Bond.
Barons are 2-8 in their last 10 games. As we mentioned, are also on a 5-game losing streak and are in danger of losing their 6th in a row here at Jackie Robinson Field. For all of you watching this game and not the finals, the Bucks are up 102-96 with 45 seconds left to play in the NBA Finals. Sonduck fires on Boyd. He's been hit twice in this ball game, but they get a foul ball there for strike 1. The 0-1 from Sonduck. Nice curveball, catches the outside corner, strike 2. Sonduck the payoff. Almost gets Boyd to go around. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Julian Boyd.
Not a bad idea there. I like the choice to go with a breaking ball in the dirt. You've got a guy like Tanner Lindsley that also does an excellent job in being a wall behind the plate, and try to give something that you know Boyd is not going to be able to touch. Has no shot at it.
The 1-2 from Sonduck. Strike 3 call, and Sonduck has struck out 4 in a row now since coming into this ball game.
Just the breaking ball just continues to look sharp here for Kyle Sonduck, and the Barons have not been able to touch it. Despite the double, that was with his fastball that was chest high. That is a pitch that many could be able to touch, and that is something that is left hanging. But as far as his off-speed stuff here in this relief appearance, he's been keeping it low, and as long as you do that, really not a lot of chances for the Barons to even touch.
That one, nice curveball, finding the middle of the zone for strike 1. Jalen Williams is 2 for 3 in this ball game with a couple of singles. Looking to make it 3 for 4 here in this at-bat. The 0-1 pitch. Sonduck misses low, ball 1. 1 away here in the top of the 8th as the Barons are down to their final 5 lives here in this ball game. The 1-1 Williams. Chopper back to Sonduck. Able to throw it quickly. And it is in time to make the out. So a 1-3 ground out for Jalen Williams. And for Sonduck, he's really doing it all himself since he's come into this ball game. 4 strikeouts and able to make the throw over to first there. It's been all Kyle Sonduck since the 7th inning.
The baseball still had plenty of life on it. Williams was a softly hit dribbler that stayed around the plate. Sonduck, when that ball bounced up, he barehanded it and was able to fire to first.
This one, a quick shot by Chase Call, goes foul down the left field line for strike 1. You got to imagine with the way Sonduck has been pitching, they may leave him out there for the 9th, or they could go with Daniel Richardson to close things out. The 0-1. Curve ball. This is a little too inside for ball 1. And now a 104-96 ball game, and it's looking like the Bucks are going to take the NBA Finals. The 1-1 pitch. Missing low for ball 2. Congratulations, Milwaukee, and all you Bucks fans out there. You're getting to celebrate tonight and light Milwaukee on fire with all of your pride and celebration. The 2-1 from Sonduck. Oh, that's in there for strike 2. Nice fastball there, and Kyle Sonduck looking for his 5th strikeout in just 2 innings. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces are wild. The pitch. This one's able to poke out into right and will fall right in front of Josh Cowden, a single. And it looked like Chase Call was looking to go 2 there, but holds up at first for a single. And the Barons will have a runner on with 2 gone here in the top of the 8th. We'll swing back to the top of the order and Jordan Williams.
Your attention, please. Now batting for the Barons, left fielder, number 26.
You saw that Josh Cowden was playing a little deep over there in right field, and you have to appreciate the respect that Cowden has over at right. He doesn't want to allow any doubles to go over his head. We've never really seen anything go over Josh Cowden's head. He does such a good job as an outfielder tracking down fly balls.
And in a 4-run ball game, Alex, when you already got 2 outs in the inning, I know the Saints were able to have a 2-out rally of their own in the bottom of the 7th, but keeping everything in front of you and playing a little bit cautious here isn't necessarily a bad thing with the lead that they've been able to hold and with Kyle Sonduck pitching the way that he is.
Oh, when you have Sonduck on the mound,
runner goes there. Great throw, but unable to get Chase Call there. That catcher has some wheels.
Showing it off there. We don't really get to see too many catchers that have wheels, but most importantly, it was the jump that he got. And you saw that Sonduck was still going with that leg kick. Usually when the pitcher still goes with the leg kick, the base runner still has that upper advantage. That's another half second that you have on the advantage on the throw.
1 ball, 1 strike. Time is called now by Jordan Williams. Williams has reached base safely 2 out of 4 times in this ball game. Reached via a single and an error by Derek Yu back in the 6th inning. The 1-1 pitch. Fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Jordan Williams. Barons have been able to get runners in scoring position all game long, but keep stranding them on the base paths. They need to cash in on some of these opportunities. They're running out of chances.
They have left a total of 8 on the base path. Haven't shown too much production, only the 4 runs on the board to show for it.
The 1-2. Great job by Tanner Lindsley keeping that ball in front of him. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jordan Williams. And there it is. The Bucks are going to run it out. We're watching the game here as well. That's how much we love sports here at Arroyo Seco. So go ahead and celebrate, Milwaukee fans. You just won NBA championship, the first one since '71. The 2-2 pitch. Chopper goes foul down the first base line. Still 2-2. Can literally hear the Sports Center sound over Jackie Robinson Field as everyone's getting that update on the NBA final. Big event. 2-2 fought off yet again, and Jordan Williams isn't going down easy.
You know what that means, right? Now that NBA Finals is in the books.
More
full
baseball.
Stretch baseball.
It's
folks.
more baseball, baby. That's all we need.
Second half of the Major League Baseball season.
We're getting into football. Ooh, my favorite time of year, Alex.
It's brewing, folks. It's brewing. Training camps going on right now. And as far as Major League Baseball, MLB going on, Independent League Baseball.
Runner goes right there. Hunter Call able to steal, but a swing and a miss by Jordan Williams, and another strikeout here for Kyle Sonduck, his 5th one of the ball game, takes us into the bottom of the 8th inning as the Saints maintain their 8-4 lead. You're listening to Arroyo Seco Baseball on the Saints Radio Network. We welcome you back into Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. The Saints maintain their 8-4 lead, courtesy of some superb pitching by Kyle Sonduck. We got a new arm in for the MLB Academy Barons, Braden Williams, taking over for Yuji Sakani. And he'll have the tough task of facing Jackson Cobb, Connor Bradshaw, and Jake McMurray as the Saints look to pad and add on to their lead. First pitch from Williams. Bit erratic, missing low and away for ball one. The 1-0. Missing inside, outside for ball two. The 2-0 to Cobb. Missing upstairs for ball three, and that'll make Chase Call go out and talk to the new pitcher. Just for a quick sec. Three balls and no strikes to Cobb. I'd imagine he gets the take sign here. And that is 4 straight balls for Braden Williams coming into this ball game. And the second time that Jackson Cobb has been able to reach on base safely. Now we swing back to the top of the lineup with Connor Bradshaw. A 2-run, 2 RBI day for him here. He's been having a lot of production, and part of the reason, if you take him out of this ball game, you take out the Saints' lead. Williams fires in there, strike one.
Just trying to find command of the strike zone right about now. The first one came expensive, if you ask me, to walk Jackson Cobb. Maybe the last guy you want to walk here in this starting lineup.
Williams kicks and delivers. Missing high, 1-1. Williams, 1 of 4 Williams on this ball club. They got a lot of them here in MLB Academy, and part of the reason they're nicknamed the law firm. The 1-1. Misses inside, a quick pick back over to first, and Jackson Cobb able to reach safely. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Connor Bradshaw.
Nice throw down there by Chase Call. Decided to let loose. Take a toss over there at first. If you're Jackson Cobb, hey, dirty up the white unis. That's why they're white, right?
Runner at first, nobody out. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch. Fouled back, 2-2. We hope you all are enjoying the scoreboard updates. Been more on top of it today. The 2-2. Strike 3 looking on the breaking ball, and down goes Connor Bradshaw for the first time today. He was 3 for 3, and make that 3 for 4.
Williams that time able to paint that high and outside corner. It's a very tough part of the strike zone to paint, and especially against a guy like Connor Bradshaw, the part of the zone that you want to avoid, as Bradshaw has the power to get great contact.
Now this first pitch, McMurray, is away, and that'll allow Jackson Cobb to take second easily, and the Saints have a runner in scoring position with 1 away in the bottom of the 8th. Murray, 1 for 3 in this ball game with a couple of strikeouts. 1 ball, no strikes. Williams fires and delivers. One's fouled back. Evens the count at 1-1. The 1-1. Fouled back. Williams took his time delivering that one. And it paid off as he gets the edge on Jake McMurray. The 1-2 from Williams. Fired right back, and A-Rod able to make the line drive catch over there at shortstop to retire the second Saint in the eighth. Now that'll bring up Mr. Saint, Drew Cowley.
That's just a series of unfortunate events there for Jake McMurray, lining out twice this evening, and that's something that you should be happy about because you're making loud contact with the baseball, but just the fact that you're lining it straight to the defense, see, he's got to be frustrated about the overall results.
For McMurray, he had a slow weekend at San Luis Obispo. Now he comes back home, hoping for a different result. Hasn't gotten it yet. He'll keep working. We know this Saints team is resilient, and McMurray is fourth on this team in batting average at .310. We know he'll find his hot bat soon enough. 1 ball, no strikes to Drew Cowley. Williams fires, delivers. Swing and a miss, strike one. The 1-1. Dribbler down the first baseline. And the pitcher, Williams, able to come around, throwing it on a little underarm over to the first baseman, Jaden Williams, and that will be enough to get out Drew Cowley. So the Saints leave a runner on after a Jackson Cobb walk, a strikeout, a line out, and a ground out sends us into the top of the ninth as the Saints look to close this one out up 4. You're listening to Arroyo Seco Baseball on the Saints Radio Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, leading off for the Barons, second baseman, number 20.
It all comes down to this. The ninth inning, 3 lives left for the MLB Academy Barons. We welcome you back into Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. The lights are bright. The sun has set. It's getting nice and cool. Fino Amador taking over for Kyle Sonduk. Sonduk, 2 innings of work, 2 hits, 5 strikeouts, no earned runs. Fino Amador coming in with the task of facing a tough part of this Barons lineup. He's got the 2-3-4, Marlboro, Gonzalez, and McDowell. Fires in the first pitch for ball 1. Quickly with the second. 1-1. Nicholas Marlboro has been able to get to the Saints so far today. 2 for 3 with a walk. The 1-1 from Amador. Missing low, ball 2. 2-1 now. Fino will be unable to be credited for the save as the Saints lead by 4 here in the top of the 9th. Need a 3-run lead or less for that feat. As this one's fired back up, Jackson Cobb with the backhand. Throws across the body, but is a tough throw to make. McMurray comes off the bag and saves an extra base. And an infield single for Nicholas Marlboro to start off the 9th.
Number 16, Alec.
Marlboro able to just get it in the right spot in the infield as a second baseman. That's a tough one to you have 2 decisions to make. You either keep running with it just like Cobb did, backhanding the ball, then throwing the ball while he's on the run, or you run, place feet, you backhand it, then toss over to first. And both of those, very tough plays to make.
Now Fino finding his role. Starts off Alec Gonzalez, first pitch strike. Gonzalez, another one of those guys. 2 for 3 today. Reached on an error as well.
Really expecting Fino Amador to have a cleaner inning than he has been within these last couple of relief appearances. He's had a very strong start to the year, and now it looks like he has lost his groove somewhat in these last couple of relief appearances, and this would be a good opportunity for him to get him back to where he once was in the beginning of the year.
1 ball, 1 strike. Fino looks and delivers. Chopper down the third base line, foul. And for Fino Amador, he's come in. He's really been a utility guy. We've seen he's struggled a little bit in some relief, but still 1-0 on the season. Batting 1,000 out here. Batting 1,000 in terms of defensive efficiency. Had 1 ground ball. Threw it on over there. He can do it all out there for the Saints, and he's the utility guy that they need. And on this 1-2 pitch, liner back to Cobb. He catches it back over to first, and how about that? As I'm talking up Fino Amador, he gets the line out to the double play. And now 2 gone, and the Barons quickly down to their final life after there looked to be some hope to start this inning.
That's why whenever there's any line drives that are hit, you have to make sure that that ball gets out of the infield. Make sure it's in the outfield. Baseball doesn't go straight to the player, and that's why base running, they make it look so easy, but it's all about reading where the baseball is going to be hit, how hard was it hit, and where is it going.
And that's why this team is sitting at 4-14, Alex, in the bottom of the league. Some sloppy base running. They've been caught off guard a few times on the base pass, as you mentioned, leaving 8 runners on base. So they're going to need to really figure things out for next season if things continue to go this way for him this season. Now Fino Amador on McDowell, 1-1, even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Fino now delivering from the windup. Likes the pitch, the 1-1. This is low in the dirt for ball 2. Saints just an out away from yet another league victory. This will make it 9 in a row for the Saints, and it will be the Barons' 6th straight loss in the league. That shows you the 2 different ends of the spectrum that this teams are on. 2 balls, 1 strike. Fino kicks and delivers. Back over to Cobb. He's been busy this inning to win it, and they do it. Jackson Cobb, a nice floater over to McMurray. Fino Amador comes in and finishes off the relief, and the Saints have won their 9th straight league game. They are 9-1 in their last 10, an unbelievable feat. They'll continue on as they hit the road facing the MLB Academy Barons, then the Conejo Oaks, and then finally they'll have the Santa Barbara Foresters on Saturday. And for the MLB Academy Barons, the struggles continue. They'll be facing this team at home again tomorrow and looking for a different result. Before the Saints, I'm going to keep bringing it up. Drew Cowley told us at that MLB Academy Baron game where the Saints put up 18 runs, he felt that they were the team to beat. And right now, with this win streak that they've gone on, you see guys like Boning increasing their batting average, McMurray up above 300, Cobb way up above 300 now, and all of these guys are really raking in the RBIs. It's not just Bradshaw and Cowley anymore. This team is a unit on offense, and the hitting was really contagious tonight when it needed to be. Every time that the Barons came back to tie him up, the Saints answered right back, came right back at them, and said, "You're never getting a lead tonight," and they didn't. The Saints added on when they were up 6-4, made it 8-4. Pitching could have used a little bit of work there out of Derek Yu. He's still needing to find out, working out a few kinks. But overall, this Saints team really shows great poise, working through these close games and really making it look like a blowout at the end. Just seems like the Saints trends that are rising consistently as we head into the CCL playoff game in just about 2 weeks.
It's looking like they're playing excellent baseball at the right moments. And going back to what you were talking about, just it's been a different guy every night that has been getting the job done here for the Saints. It's been a spread of guys. Jake McMurray has been a guy that's been thrown at there. Bo Willis had himself a great day today at the plate. It's spread out across the spectrum now. Jackson Cobb, a name that's being tossed around. Brandon Boning, as you mentioned as well. But this team, it's tough. Hitters 1 through 9 in this lineup, they are tough to be able to get out. And you look at the starting rotation as well for the Saints. We've had guys come in and out of the Saints starting rotation and outside of the team, and they do not seem at all phased. They are still showing their poise. They are still showing their composure on a day in, day out basis, still winning ball games. As you said, 9 straight conference wins here for the Saints, and that's what it's all about. You just got to string in winning streaks, play great baseball, and you just got to keep it as simple as that. There are some things that the Saints do need to fix as well. They cannot be judging the opponent that is across the other dugout just because they're a team that are in 5th, 4th place of your conference. It doesn't mean that you need to cut them any slack. You have to play every game, put it in the 6th gear as soon as you can, and not stall at all throughout the ball game. So the Saints need to just continue giving the respect that the opposition deserves, and the bullpen needs to be more consistent. The rotation is something that has been very consistent. The bullpen, we have seen dominance, and then we have seen uh-ohs throughout the year. So how about they need to soften it up, try to be a little more consistent moving forward through the rest of the season.
They sure do, Alex. And talk about consistency, though. If you look at this game, all 9 of these Saints hitters reach base safely, 8 of them with a hit in this ballgame. The only one not to get one is Brandon Boning. So these Saints have really come together in terms of offensive production. They're getting it done in the batter's box. We've been seeing Cowden with the walks. We've seen the amount of bullpen relief that comes in here and gets the job done. Merrick Sears, Navarrete, Sonduk, and Amador in this ball game all coming together, allowing 4 runs. And as you mentioned, they have some areas where they need to tighten up. You never underestimate your opponent, and I think some of these games, even though they're winning them, it's still humbling. They know, hey, we could still get beat by the last team in this division. What are we doing? We can't be playing like this as the top dogs. You need to have that kind of Tampa Bay, Tom Brady, super elite status to where no matter who you're playing, you go out there and give it 110%. The Saints are used to doing that in games like the Foresters when it's rival, it's hot. You want to beat them because it literally fuels your drive in that kind of a ball game. But in these games where there's no tension, you even hear like not a lot of shouts in the dugouts or in the crowd. It's tough to build some momentum in those ball games, and I think that they are starting to do a better job at finding momentum, at finding something that fuels them during these games that allows them to come alive in kind of a quiet atmosphere that they can really start to dig in and win all of these ball games, finish out. I could see this team finishing out undefeated, Alex, in the last 2 weeks. I really think so. They have the talent. They have the potential to do so. They face a lot of the bottom barrel teams, but still have games with the Foresters and the Blues left. So there's a couple of things that they need to work on, as I mentioned, not underestimating, and in some of the bullpen. You need to have your guys that are going to come back to back to back together and really show that relief. We talk about how crucial those middle inning reliefs are when you're tied, when you're only up a run, down a run. It really makes a difference in these close ball games. And Saints are going to need to continue to thrive on. Their magic number seems to be 5 now, with the bullpen starting to give up a couple more runs. And if they keep having these 8-run games, that's not going to be a problem. So not too much to tighten up on, just a few kinks to work out as we start to enter the playoffs.
This is going to be a team that you have to keep an eye out on, and this is the first place team. SoCal Division continues to be a busy one throughout the whole entire year. Definitely keep your eye out on the Saints, folks. They are definitely not done, and that's a very bold take from you, Charlie. You said recently that you could see these guys going undefeated. Well, the game of baseball is a very mysterious sport. Nobody can really predict, and so I'm just going to say anything is possible. The Saints are playing with this swagger. They're playing with confidence. They are playing like they own the SoCal Division, and that's a right mentality to have, but don't lose your respect for who you're playing against that day, because they committed some mistakes today, especially the 4 runs that the Barons scored today and really got to your bullpen today, and that's something that you can't allow to happen moving down the line, especially in the playoffs. That things are just going to heat up. It's a different animal, and I know you can agree with me as well. You can dominate in the regular season, but once it comes to the postseason, you flip the switch. Everything is brand new. It doesn't matter what you did during the regular season, because you have to go into the postseason red hot and play the best baseball. No room for any mental errors, no errors at all. Anything, capitalize on runners on scoring position the best that you can.
The man knows what he's talking about, and for the Saints and everyone here, we'll have to play it by ear as we head into the last 2 weeks in the CCL playoffs. It's going to get interesting. It's going to get heated. The Foresters, the Blues, the Packers, all these teams going to be featured there August 4th through 6th. Make sure you're going to be catching that action in a couple weeks. But for everyone here at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field, my color commentator Alex Naveja, I'm Charles Duncan. We hope you enjoyed this broadcast and this 9th Saints League dub. We'll see you all tomorrow night at MLB Academy in Compton. We hope you all enjoyed this broadcast. Give a like, subscribe, and build this Saints community. Good night.